Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss 2018 GATE question on plastic analysis concept. Okay, go through this question. Again, this question is also based on this diagram. Okay, this question it means most of the questions from plastic analysis are based on diagrams itself. Hence, we need to observe the diagram clearly. Okay, we need to observe the diagram clearly. So this was the diagram. Basically, this is I section. So I section was given in this question, and what is asking plastic section modulus about weaker axis. This is what the important point to be noted. Weaker axis. What is weaker axis and what is stronger axis? We know. Okay, what is that? Here also I'll explain it again. Okay, and see the dimensions of the I section. We know that I section consists of two flanges and one web. So here this is one flange and this is one flange. So these two flanges we treat it as horizontal rectangles, and this is web. This web we treat it as a vertical rectangle. It means I section consists of two flanges and one web. So it means two horizontal rectangles and one vertical rectangle. Clear everyone? And the dimensions of those rectangles are, for this top flange, okay, for this top flange or horizontal rectangle, width is 140 and thickness is 9 mm. Okay, 140 and 9 mm respectively. Same for this bottom flange also. Okay, same for this bottom flange also. Now coming to the web. So web is having a thickness of 6.1 mm and the overall depth was mentioned, that is 200 mm. Hence we need to find out the depth of only web. So what is the depth of only web? From total 200 mm we need to subtract this 9 and 9. It means 18. So from total 200 we need to subtract 18 mm. Then we'll get the depth of web. Okay, then we'll get the depth of web. By subtracting 18 from 200 we'll get 182 mm. Is that okay? So these are the dimensions of the given flanges and web of that I section. Okay, of I section. Now one more thing to be noted here is asking plastic section modulus about weaker axis in centimeter cube. It means all the dimensions were mentioned in mm. Okay, all the dimensions were mentioned for this diagram in mm, but is asking us to find in centimeter. That is what one more important point to be noted. Clear? How to find it? So coming to the weaker and stronger. What is the concept of weaker and stronger? The axis along which the moment of inertia is more, then that axis is called as major or stronger axis, and the axis along which moment of inertia is less in comparison with other axis, then that axis is known as weaker or minor axis. So for the given I section, okay, for given I section, there exist two axes. This is one axis, right? XX. So this XX is considered as major axis. Major. Okay. And this is one more axis. YY. So this YY is considered as a minor or weaker. Okay. This YY is considered as minor or weaker. Minor or weaker axis. Now he is asking us to find, okay, minor or weaker. Now he is asking us to find this plastic section modulus along this YY axis. Okay, along this YY axis. Now what is the formula for this plastic section modulus? So formula for any plastic section modulus is half of the area of the cross section, half of the area of the cross section into centroidal distance of that, okay, centroidal distance of the cross section from the neutral axis. Okay, centroidal distance of the cross sections from the neutral axis on both sides. Okay, both sides of the neutral axis. Is that okay? That is what the formula. Of course, we have derived this formula. So plastic section modulus ZP is equal to A by 2, half of the cross sectional area into centroidal distance of the each area. Okay, centroidal distance of each area from neutral plastic neutral axis. Is that clear? Y1 plus Y2. Now he is asking us to find plastic section modulus along minor axis. That is ZPY. Okay, ZPY. Pi represents minor axis. Clear? Now A by 2. As here this I section consists of two horizontal rectangle and one vertical rectangle, I'll find out this section modulus. Okay, I can say I use this formula separately for vertical rectangle and horizontal rectangle. How it will be seen? So first let me consider this one horizontal rectangle. Two horizontal rectangles are there. Okay, two horizontal rectangles are there. Hence, what is the area of each horizontal rectangle? That is 140 into 9. So this is the area of each horizontal rectangle. Clear, everyone? So total area is into 2. So this is the total area of the horizontal rectangles divided by 2. So that is A by 2. As I said, okay, as I mentioned, here I am going to calculate or I am going to use this formula separately for horizontal rectangle and vertical rectangle. So two horizontal rectangles are there. One vertical rectangle is present in this particular diagram or in this case. As I said, first let me consider for horizontal rectangle. So area of each horizontal rectangle is 140 into 9. So total horizontal rectangle area is 140 into 9 into 2 by 2. So that is A by 2 and y1 plus y2. So now what is the distance of centroid? Okay, what is the distance of the centroid? Now let us see what is the distance of the centroid of this horizontal rectangle from this axis. Basically here y itself is a plastic neutral axis. Okay, because this y itself is dividing this I section into two equal parts. Clear? Now what is the distance here? So total length is how much? 140. Okay, total length is how much? So half length is how much? 70. Okay, half length is 70. Now y1 and y2 are nothing but centroidal distance of that particular area from plastic neutral axis. So how much the centroid distance? Here where CG lies. This is 35 mm. In the same way, here where the CG of this area lies. So this is y1 in this case, y2 in this case, and this is y1 in this case. Clear, everyone? So 35 plus 35. This is the plastic section modulus for horizontal rectangle. Now let us see for vertical rectangle. The reason I section includes these two horizontal rectangles and vertical rectangle in between those two horizontal rectangles. Everyone? Now for vertical rectangle, what is the area of the vertical rectangle? 6.1 into 182. Okay, now half of that is nothing but 182 into 6.1 by 2. That is A by 2 for horizontal rectangle. Okay, sorry, vertical rectangle. Now what is y1 and y2? y1 and y2 are nothing but centroidal distance of the area. Okay, either areas on both sides of the plastic neutral axis. Okay. So totally 6.1. Okay, totally 6.1. Now this y divides this total into two halves. So this is how much? Half. Half of 6.1 is nothing but, here I will mention. So this is half. Half of 6.1 is nothing but 3.05 mm, right? In the same way, this is also one half, that is 3.05 mm. Okay, everyone. Now in that half, again we have to take one more half. It means so here where CG of this area lies from this plastic neutral axis, and here where again CG of this area lies. Okay, so this is considered as y1 and this is considered as y2. So y1 and y2 are half of this 3.05. Okay, half of this 3.05. So now 3.05 by 2 plus 3.05 by 2. So summing these two will get again 3.05. Okay, 3.05. So now finally 140 into 9 into 70 plus 91 into 6.1 into 3.05. Clear? Upon simplifying, we'll get it as 89893.055 mm cube. This is the plastic section modulus of this I section about Waker axis. Okay, about Waker axis. But he is asking us in centimeter cube. This is what very important to be noted here. It means the answer is 89893.055 mm cube. But he is asking in centimeter cube. So convert into centimeter cube. It means multiply it with 10 to the power minus 3 centimeter cube. Okay, so upon multiplying we will get 89.89 centimeter cube. So this is the plastic section modulus about weaker axis. So this was the answer. Okay, this was the answer. Clear everyone? Now in this very same question itself, let us see how to calculate shape factor for dissection about weaker and stronger axis, that is minor and major axis. Okay, as we know the formulas, now I'll see, now I will discuss or I'll explain how to calculate shape factor. Okay, how to calculate shape factor for I section about major and minor axis. Okay, so first you take it down. Okay, first you take it down. After that we'll see how to calculate. Okay, so I'm going to rub this. Okay, I'm going to rub this. But remember the value of ZP. Okay, remember the value of ZP about minor axis, that is 89.89 centimeter cube or 89893.055 mm cube. So coming to the shape factor, which is what already discussed in our conceptual part. Okay, which is what already discussed in our conceptual part. But once again, let me revise it. Shape factor is nothing but ratio of plastic moment to the yield moment. So plastic moment is nothing but ZP into Fy, and yield moment is nothing but ZE into Fy. So we know that ZB is the plastic section modulus and ZE is the elastic section modulus. Upon cancelling these two, we'll get ZP by ZE. Is that clear? That is what the shape factor. Now coming to the ZP, just now we have discussed what is ZP. ZP is nothing but A by 2 into Y1 plus Y2. Is that okay? Now ZE is nothing but moment of inertia by Y or X. It depends. Okay. So moment of inertia divided by distance of the neutral axis. Okay, distance of the extreme fiber from the neutral axis of that cross section. Is that okay? These are the definitions. Now based on these definitions, let us see how to calculate shape factor for the given I section about major and minor axis. Okay. So first let us start with minor axis. The reason already we have calculated plastic section modulus about minor axis. Okay, plastic section modulus about minor axis. Hence I will start with calculation of shape factor about minor axis. Shape factor. So minor axis in this case is Y. So shape factor about Y is equal to plastic section modulus about minor axis upon elastic section modulus about minor axis. Clear? So ZPY is known to us. Okay, ZPY is known to us. How much ZPY? 89893.053 0.055 mm cube. This is ZPY. Now coming to the ZE. So we know that ZE is nothing but IYY upon X. Okay, IYY upon X. So ZE is nothing but IYY divided by X. Okay. So coming to the X, distance of the extreme fiber. Okay, distance of the extreme fiber from neutral axis. Now coming to this I section, it is a point symmetric or double symmetric. So for double or point symmetric cross sections like rectangle and I section, both plastic and elastic neutral axis coincides. There is no difference between those two. Is that okay? That is what already we have discussed in our conceptual part, and even some questions in this discussion part also. In previous question discussion part also, we have discussed that very same point. Okay, now coming to this X. So X here, two X's are going to exist. Okay, two X are going to exist. X's here, I have written it as Y1 in solving that ZPY, but technically speaking it should be X. Okay, in solving this ZPY previously, I represented this as Y1 and Y2. Here also Y1 and Y2, but technically speaking that was X. So let me change it. X1, X2. Here also the same. X1, X2. Is that okay? Now here there exist two values for X. The reason two rectangles are there. One is horizontal and another is vertical. Okay, so this is horizontal rectangle. Of course, these two are the horizontal rectangles and this is a vertical rectangle. Now what is the distance of the extreme fiber for horizontal rectangle from the neutral axis? So this is the neutral axis. Now distance here is 70. So from here to here the distance is how much? 70. So that is one X. And another X is for vertical rectangle. So for vertical rectangle, so the distance of extreme fiber from neutral axis, this one, how much it is? 3.05. Okay, 3.05. Now how many values are there here? 70 comma 3.05. So out of these two we need to take maximum. Okay, out of these two we need to take maximum. So how much x value? 70 mm. So as there exist two values for x in this case for I section, we need to choose the maximum value of the x. Okay, now coming to the I by y. How to calculate I by y? Again, so all these are the concepts of strength of materials, but they are well required in steel also to solve these questions. And that too, this question was 2 marks in 2018 GATE. So the question what we have solved just now is 2 marks for 2 mark question in 2018 GATE. Clear everyone? Now coming to our discussion. So I by y. So now we are calculating moment of inertia about y by. So here how many rectangles are there? These two horizontal rectangle and this is one vertical rectangle. So first let us find moment of inertia for horizontal rectangles and then vertical rectangles. Summing up those two will get moment of inertia of this whole I section about y by. Okay. So first horizontal. So this is a horizontal rectangle. Now we want moment of inertia about this axis. Okay, which is perpendicular to 140. Okay, which is perpendicular to 140 dimension. It means moment of inertia is nothing but 140 whole cube into 9 by 12 into 2. So this is the moment of inertia for two horizontal rectangles. Plus for vertical rectangle, if you see, this is the vertical rectangle. So for vertical rectangle, this y is perpendicular to 6.1 mm dimension. Hence it is 6.1 whole cube into 182 by 12. So this is the moment of inertia for horizontal rectangles, two horizontal rectangles, and this is the moment of inertia for one vertical rectangle. Summing up these two, we'll get moment of inertia for I section along y axis or minor or weaker axis. Okay, which is minor or weaker axis. Upon simplifying, we'll get I as 4.12 into 10 to the power 6 mm cube. Sorry, mm power 4. Now we'll get ZEY. So ZEY is nothing but IYY by x. That is 4.12 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 70, which comes out to be 5.885 into 10 to the power 4 mm cube. This is the elastic section modulus along YY. Now we want finally shape factor along YY. So which is ZP upon ZE. So ZP is how much? 8.989 into 10 to the power 4 divided by 5.885 into 10 to the power 4. Upon simplifying, we will get it as 1.53. This is the shape factor for this I section along YY or along minor or weaker axis. Is that okay? Now we will see the shape factor along major axis. So first you copy this. After that we will see the shape factor along major axis, that is along x-axis. Okay, that is along x-axis. Same procedure. Okay, same procedure. And of course the standard values were already discussed in our conceptual part. Now here we are discussing the procedure. Okay, here we are discussing the procedure or calculative part of the shape factor for I section. The standard value, we know how much the standard value of shape factor for I section along major axis, that is 1.12. It means basically that value of shape factor for I section along major axis lies in between 1.12 to 1.14. Now we'll see how that value. Okay, so first you take down. I'll erase this and we'll discuss the calculation of shape factor for I section along x-axis axis. Okay, so let me rub this. Okay, plastic section modulus of this I section along major axis, that is x. Okay, major axis here is x. The formula the same, a by 2 into y1 plus y2. This is the formula. As we know, y1 and y2 are the centroidal distance of that cross section from plastic neutral axis, and that too this I section. For I section, plastic and elastic neutral axis are same, which is what I already discussed, because it is a point symmetric and double symmetric section. Is that okay? As it is a point or double symmetric section and this is x axis, if you see, this is the top of x, right? Okay, this is the top of x. It means ignore the area below this. So if you observe only the cross section given I section about x, it is somewhat looks like a T section, yes or no? And in the same way, if you ignore the top one, okay, if you ignore the top cross sectional area of this I about x, and if you observe only the bottom area, and again it is I, again it is T. It means both symmetrical T sections are existing above XX and below XX. Is that clear? Now YY and Y2 are nothing but CG of the T section. Okay, CG of the T section from this XX. Okay, CG of the T cross sections which are present above XX. Okay, above XX from this X. Okay, from this X. Is that clear now, everyone? Now let us see how to calculate this ZP along major axis. Now total area. What is the total area? Total area is nothing but two flanges or two horizontal rectangles and one vertical rectangle. So flanges area is nothing but 2 into 140 into 9 plus, okay, 2 into 140 into 9 plus 6.1 into 182 divided by 2. So this is A by 2. Okay, this is A by 2. Now coming to the Y1, and Y1 and Y2 are same because two symmetrical, just now I have shown, two symmetrical T sections are existing above XX and below XX. Therefore, CG of those two CG of those T sections, okay, T cross sections above XX and YY are same. Hence, it comes out to be 2Y1 or simply 2Y. Okay, simply 2Y. So 2 into, okay, 2 into. Now to calculate CG of a T section by using Varigness theorem, that is A1Y1 plus A2Y2 divided by A1 plus A2. So Varigness theorem, it means calculation of CG we have started studying right from our +1 or +2 or from our 8th standard also, means concept of CG. Okay, concept of CG was introduced to us in our 8th standard, right? Now directly I write that expression. So first let me consider for this horizontal rectangle. So what is the area of the horizontal rectangle? 140 into 9. So that is the area of the horizontal rectangle. Now what is the CG of that horizontal rectangle from XX? So what is its CG? So here where CG lies. Okay, here where CG of the horizontal rectangle lies. So what is the distance of that CG from this XX? So this distance is how much? Half of, okay, this distance is half of 82, that is 91. And this is half of 9. How much the half of 9? 4.5, right? 4.5. So 91 plus 4.5. How much it is? 95.5. So into 95.5 plus. Okay, plus. Now coming to this vertical rectangle. So what is the area of this vertical rectangle? Half of 82, that is 91. 91 into thickness 6.1. 6.1 into CG. So CG of this half of vertical rectangle from XX. How much the CG, or where the CG lies? Here where the CG lies. It means half of 91. So half of 91 is nothing but 45.5, right? 45.5 mm. So that is what here I will write, 45.5 divided by, okay, divided by area here is 140 into 9 plus A1 plus A2. So A1 is 140 into 9 plus A2 is nothing but 91 into 6.1. So this is the Y1. As we know, Y1 and Y2 are same here in this case because two symmetrical T sections are existing above axis and below XX axis. Okay. So upon simplifying, we will get ZPX. So the ZPX is 29.12 into 10 to the power 4 mm power 4. So this is ZPXX. It means ZP plastic section modulus along XX. Now let us see ZEY. Okay, ZE means the elastic section modulus along XX. That is IXX upon Y. Is that okay? And coming to the Y, Y is nothing but distance. Okay, distance of the extreme fiber from this XX axis. How much the distance from here to here? 100. So total distance is 200. Half of 200 is 100. So Y is how much? 100 mm. Now to calculate IXX. For calculation of IXX, again we use strength of materials concept or engineering mechanics concept. So what is that concept? First we consider this total as rectangle. So this total as rectangle. So what is the dimension of the total rectangle? 140 into 200 whole cube. So 140 into 200 is the total rectangle. So this one. Let me show with the shaded region. So this one. So this total. how much? 140 into, so what is the moment of inertia of that rectangle about xx? 140 into 200 cube by 12. This is the moment of inertia of the total rectangle. But in real, this is hollow space and this is hollow space. So subtract the moment of inertia of those two hollow spaces. Okay, of those two hollow spaces. Now what is the dimension? Width. So here it is how much? So total is 140. So total is 140. So from 140 subtract 6.1. Then we'll get this empty portion width and this empty portion width, right? So total empty portion width we'll get by subtracting 6.1 from 140. Okay, 6.1 from 140. So how much it is? That is 133.9. Okay, that is 133.9 into, okay, into, now what is this depth? Depth of the empty portion or hollow portion, that is 182. Okay, 182. So 182 whole cube by 12. That's it. Upon subtracting these two, okay, upon subtracting these two, we'll get moment of inertia about xx axis. So that is 26.06 into 10 raised to 4 mm power 4. Now ZE. ZEX is nothing but this. So this is 6, not 4, power 6. So now this IXX divided by this Y, which is 100. So finally ZE, elastic section modulus along XX is 26.06 into 10 to the power 4 mm cube. So this is mm cube, not mm power 4. Is that okay? Now to get shape factor along major axis, that is X. Shape factor along X is nothing but ZP by ZE along XX, which is 29.12 into 10 to the power 4 divided by 26.06 into 10 to the power 4. Is that okay? So finally we'll get 1.12. This is how the value of shape factor for I section along XX axis. Okay, that is 1.12. So this is the procedure. So now in this question itself, we not only discussed question asked. Okay, we not only discussed the question asked, but besides we have discussed how to calculate shape factor for I section along both major and minor axis. Is that clear? Hope it is very clear to you. Hence, with this I'll conclude this question. So basically, this was the question in 2018 GATE. Answer for this question here itself I will write 89.89 centimeter cube. This is the answer for this question. But in this question itself, we have discussed some other very required important concepts. So copy it.